Welcome everyone! Gather around, come watch the spectacle, but do mind the flying debris, because tonight, we tear down! Mostly ghosting, as you know. That's alright, man. Rest up, hope you feel better, just have a chill while we get ready to destroy stuff. But yes, I covered this game before on the Sunday Spotlight, and wanted to play through the campaign on stream at some point. Should make a nice little break while our Baldur's Gate 3 is having a night off. And to quickly recap, it is a 2022 destruction-based sandbox puzzle game by Tuxedo Labs, which I really do enjoy this game. There's some issues here and there, some questionable physics, even a powerful CPU is going to get brought to its knees once you start destroying a lot of stuff, and the plot's pretty bare bones, etc., but there is perfection in the experience. They essentially made a game about the joy of property damage, strung a bunch of heist missions through it, removed all complicating elements, well, nearly all, we'll get to that, and just want you to have fun tunneling your way through a level as fast as you can, so long as you get the job done. Now, what is the job? Well, for those just tuning in, we're an employee of the family-owned demolition business, and we're essentially trying to keep the lights on. It starts out that way at least, and quickly gets a bit more complicated. Now, we are going in with some mods tripping over my own tongue here. Going in with some mods this time around, and one big feather in this game's cap is just fantastic mod support. Just going to showcase that a little bit here. They got a mod manager built right into the game. I subscribe to these through the Steam Workshop, and you can just grab stuff from the featured items list or whatever. In fact, let's show a few things here. So yeah, you've got a whole bunch of unique tools, some of which I've subscribed to. You've got entirely different categories of weapons, like there's an airstrike here, there's a more efficient way of putting out fires, there's an attack drone, whole new sandbox levels, and some that even look like they do campaign stuff. Like this Forgotten one says that's some kind of sci-fi horror thing. So I'd be fascinated to see what kind of condensed single-player experiences people are making with this. But that's for another time. The mods we'll be using tonight are we're having C4 charges, which I think was kind of a notable absence from your arsenal. A hookshotgun, which I will demonstrate in the game. It's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah. Demolish the buildings, not your own words. Now, we can do both. The signature elements here are the performance mod and the structural integrity and, structural integrity collateral damage system. Sorry, I'm just going to move ahead with my notes here. The performance mod keeps big fields of rubble from slowing the game to a crawl. It does still chug a bit. Ignore this. I actually did just recently update it. It does chug a bit if you're firing a bunch of rockets and there's a lot of smoke and fire and such in the air. Not a lot you can do about that, but it recovers much more quickly once everything's been brought down. And the other one, like I said, is the structural integrity mod, which helps stuff break up more realistically as it collapses. Again, not entirely perfect. I've still seen some floating platforms and what I'll call red faction guerrillaisms, where you bring something down onto a narrow support strut and it stays intact. But this should give us some more memorable and more, I hesitate to say more realistic, but more interesting forms of destruction. But yes. For those who did tune in for the Spotlight episode, these starting missions will be pretty familiar. We'll try to work through them as quick as we can and get to some of the more interesting stuff later on. And there are some clever little developments late in the plot, which I kind of like. But let's get in and turn the lights on. Alright. So as mentioned, we are returning to the family business, Löckelle Teardown Services. And I just want to highlight just how good this game looks. Even though it's all using voxels and destructible elements, so of course it's all going to be based on tiny little blocks you can break down to their component parts, there's a mood to this game I really like from one mission to the next. It does a nice job with the weather and lighting effect. It's consistently paying attention to the smaller details in the environment. Each level kind of, I hesitate to say it tells a story, but it does kind of help tell part of the story. And they change in some pretty interesting ways as you proceed. Oh, that's right, this also opens. That simplifies things. But yes, our business has fallen on hard times. So we are here to scrounge up some money and see if we can do something about that. First, we've got to get the power on. We've got our starter tool set here. Fuck you, nature. Today is the day for industry. I need things to destroy. Anyway. Here we go. Our protagonist just keeps fuses on hand for whatever reason. Alright, let's go see what we've been missing out on. So yeah. As I mentioned in the Spotlight stream, the TV It's one of those things where it's giving you a broadcast that's related to what you're doing, and it'll often have commentary on the last thing you just destroyed. Sometimes it'll even have advice for things you proceed. There's one channel that is like some kind of do-it-yourself thing, and it teaches you how to build stuff that will protect it from the rain, which seems like a very niche thing, but is useful in the very next mission. Anyway, let us check our email. So there's our mom, Tracy. Gas bill just dropped on the floor. Honestly, I'm not sure we can make it through this month. Through the month. Are you getting any requests? At this point, we pretty much have to accept anything. Be creative. Hugs. Alright. This just came in. Sounds kind of fishy, but we need the money. You up for it? From Gordon Wu. We'll be hearing that name a lot. Good evening. My name is Gordon Wu, General Manager at the Evertides Mall. I have a slight problem with an old building that's blocking our plans for a new wing, and I need someone to knock it over. I need it gone by tomorrow, and I'd even be willing to pay more than the standard rate for some extra discretion. Some extra discretion, quick execution, and uncomfortable working hours. Would you be willing to take care of it? Well, normally I'd say no, but Mom asked us to, so our hands are kind of tied. Let's get to it. So yeah, this is pretty much just a tutorial mod or a tutorial mission. You can see how easily my mind is influenced. That showcases the game's destruction. I am going to bump up the music just a little bit. So yeah, we got to bring this thing down. Now I'm going to use this to demonstrate the mod toys here real quick, because this is a very straightforward mission. But first, let us see this here hook shotgun. I will not be using this to bypass a lot of hard puzzle challenges, but I will be using this when we need to get around the map for some instant traversal, like when we're setting stuff up. So anyway, here's basically how it works. So you got your shotgun, which works as you think it does. Although, it does not have the penetration or the spread of the standard shotgun. It'll get through wood, but as you see there, it did not punch through there through the lamp, whereas the standard shotgun will. So, something to keep in mind. It's not a pure replacement for the shotgun. It even sounds differently, which I kind of appreciate. They didn't just... They did not skimp on that. But anyway, the most interesting feature of that... We have a grappling hook. Fuck yeah! This is one of those things that I feel like should have been in the base game, but wasn't for obvious reasons. This is basically the Just Cause hook shot, or the grappling hook from Dying Light. It's just pure fun of zipping around and having some sense of momentum as you fling over stuff. It's still something you gotta use kind of carefully. It does not cancel momentum, so I'll do this again. It says we shot up here, then pulled ourselves down. The momentum stays intact, and we took health damage from that. So it will not save you from falling the way it usually will, and like, I'm trying to remember. Did it cancel momentum when Hook shot into the ground in Dying Light? I think it did, but I could be mistaken. But anyway, this is one of the tools we'll be using. The other one is the C4 charge, which does have limited ammo, but is a bit more convenient than the bombs to use. So we'll set one over here just to demonstrate how it works. Bye-bye, nature. It's got its own special hotkeys. So you plant one there, and assert your dominion over nature. But yes, let us get back to our first item of business, which is bringing this house down. Yeah, I did find that kind of a notable absence in the base game, where you get all manner of explosives, but no timed explosives of any kind, or no remote-controlled explosives of any kind, which is a bit odd. You'd think that'd actually be a very important tool in a demolitionist toolkit. Alas, it is not. I'm sure there's some reason for it, but whatever. So yeah, the big obstacle in this mission is just bringing down the chimney. Because at this stage of the game, you don't have anything that can get through that. So you either need to grab a vehicle and just drive through that, which with the nearby construction equipment you absolutely can, or just work it over with these propane tanks, which as you can see did not get all the way through. And unfortunately that will kind of hold up the rest of it. So we've got some more over here, but this is a bit more expedient. Oop, out of the damn way. Fire is doing most of our work for us. All we gotta do is really take that thing out. That should get it done. I call this one arsoning the old place. Ha ha! Oh yeah. Exactly, yeah. You didn't take out the load-bearing chunk of brick. Which I suppose the house would still hold that up for a while, but yeah, you're still going to get that even if you mod the physics to be a bit less wonky. Which I'm not going to hold that against the game too much. It's predominantly about having fun with property destruction. But just look at the fire propagation mechanics here. I touched on this briefly in the Spotlight episode, but just the way it spreads and slowly consumes everything. They put a lot of thought and effort into the way fire works in this game. And the only thing I've seen that comes close is, I think the 2009 Alone in the Dark. Hey, Ivory, good to see ya. Which was by no means a good game, but it had some really interesting fire propagation mechanics and integrated that regularly into the gameplay since fire was your only way to permanently kill enemies. It was fascinating. But yeah, that's the only thing I've seen that gets into the way fire spreads and covers combustible material with anywhere approaching this level of detail. I think if we take out the backside here, we should be able to wrap this up. Okay, I like this because it's, again, it's kind of missing the forest for the trees. Because the highest point of the roof has been knocked upward, it's actually risen in height from where it was, even though functionally the house is destroyed, but that's not what the game is measuring. Oh, you so silly, game. But yeah, Gordon Wu wanted this thing leveled. We get it as close to it as we can. Beautiful. Job's done. Let's go get paid. Nice and easy. Fuck off. I love doing that. It's your place. Destroy it. Why not? It'll be fixed the next time. So yeah, as mentioned in the stream, we destroyed a cultural heritage site. Everybody's like, "Oh God, who could destroy this old house?" And if you actually looked around outside, you would see signs saying this is like this is some preserved historical site from Löckelle's history. But you know. This isn't exactly a game with its deep world building, but they do a good amount of storytelling in just the environment and the details you have access to. But anyway, yes. We fucked up a protected place, and now we're in trouble. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, I shouldn't have taken that job. I knew something was right. Building was under cultural heritage protection, and the demolition is now part of a criminal investigation. Miss Tournament at the police just sent me this photo. Must have caught you on a traffic camera headed towards the mall. Now, come on. That could be anybody's branded demolition services van. Anyway, so yeah, we need to start doing stuff for the cops because they've fingered us on this. Anyway, so Prison Tournament is willing to be lenient with us if we're willing to do this one eensy-beensy little favor that's going to quickly turn into a series of very big favors. But yes, I've been investigating Lawrence Lee Jr. over tax evasion for months now, but he has so many friends in town that I can't get a warrant. How about you use your skills to borrow the computers over at Lee Chemicals so I can finally access his customer registry and sort this mess out? You do this for me, I'll make sure your little blunder will be forgotten. And don't really have a choice there, but off we go. Smashing an alarm clock with a sledgehammer is a mood I can only dream of. God, if only. Hey, Algernon, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yes, we are starting a campaign fresh with a couple mods I previously discussed. The structural integrity, collateral damage, performance mod, and a couple funsy tools that we won't be using to make things too easy for us, but mostly just to quickly get around. Yes. Welcome. Settle in and get comfy. We're going to be kind of breezing through these early levels. Now I just need to remind myself... Oh, that's one of them. Where the money pickups are. Do this on release. I'm curious how the mods change it. Yeah, there's a surprising amount of mods targeting the base physics of the game. I feel like a deep dive into how this game works and the ability to turn stuff on and off would be absolutely fascinating. Like something like the modding tool from Alien Isolation, which lets you target specific aspects of the alien's behavior and see how it tracks by like scent or sound or sight. I saw one video on that and it was absolutely fascinating. I enjoy videos that sort of take a peek under the hood and show you how stuff actually works in games like this. Alright. Can we get in here? Yes. I don't think there's anything in here, however. Built 1922 by Lawrence Lee Sr. So yeah, there's some interesting little attention to detail in the level that do kind of help tell the story and give you a sense of time and place. None of it is strictly necessary to advance the plot, but it is interesting to kind of poke around and get a sense of the character. And again, I love the lighting effects on this, because you got the light coming in from the warehouse. Just the fog effects at night. There's just a ton of little things that just help this game pop visually and just come to life. And make even revisiting old locations kind of feel fresh and interesting. Where's that other computer? Oh, here we go. I could have opened that the normal way, but why? We have a sledgehammer. Now, if I remember right, there is something... oh, wait, no. Here we go. Right, the painting. Yes, there we go. Lee's tax-deductible pension fund worth $400. Fuck yeah. It is a bit random what is grabbable. Like you can see here, we can get the paintings, which have obvious value. Don't erase. Attic is off limits for all employees. So yeah, that's a nice little thing that kind of gives away that there's something hidden up there. But sometimes you can just grab kind of random stuff. Like I think... is there something in here? Maybe one of the neighboring buildings. Yeah, like one will be like a vacuum cleaner you get from Gordon Woo's mansion. Free soda, Coffee Max. Alright, nothing else here. Or like one specific bottle of liquor in a set of identical looking bottles, that kind of thing. So you want to pay attention for stuff that glints. That's the stuff you want to pick up. Yep. Yeah, probably been up there since the whiteboard was put up. Yeah, I feel like every whiteboard ever has that written off section that says don't erase. Now, are you? Yes, you're up there. Alright, can we... ah. This will do nicely. Until we get some of the other tools, we can be a little bit limited in how well we can get around. Which is where the hookshot would normally come in, but in these early levels we'll keep it simple. Yeah, see, there's a microscope we'll take. And there's the last computer. Let's jet. Now this is something I noticed when I was messing around with it in sandbox mode. So the hookshot works well enough on buildings and sturdy materials, but every now and then you'll have a platform that will hold you, but you'll instead try to pull from its foundation, because it doesn't actually... the connecting points don't seem to be sturdy enough that it pulls you instead of pulling the object. So that's something to keep in mind. Most of the time you can use it to safely get around, but some things you will try to pull down rather than just swing around on. That said, damn is it fun to use this thing and just hurl yourself. Anyway, let's motor. Nice and easy. So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Hit and run, hit and run, no fun for Lee Sun. Someone had fun with that. So yeah, break into Lee Chemicals. Perpetrator caused property damage. You bet we did. We're only just getting started, baby. Managed to get away with electronic equipment. I like how even in the blocky style with which it sets up the characters, you can still get a sense for this guy. I mean, he has that sense of being... I mean, between the mustache and what appears to be a mullet, you get the sense that this is a very salt-of-the-earth style business owner. He's well-to-do, obviously, but he looks like he'd be at home on American Chopper or something. Anyway, Parisa Tournament has something else for us. The customer registry indicates that Lee has worked almost exclusively with a single client recently. Client is only referred to as BT and no further details, so I really have to bother you with one more favor. Head back to Lee Chemicals and fetch their employee login devices. I should be able to cross-reference their log files with the delivery schedule to figure out where they're moving the product and what BT means. I heard they installed a new security system. Be careful. So yeah, here's where we actually start having a challenge. Back to Lee Chemicals we go. Alright. So yeah. This is locked, and we don't yet have the tools to get it open. But we do now. This is purely for convenience. You can grab any vehicle and smash it open. Main thing is not to destroy anything before you're ready for it. I'll probably take the starting number down, actually, just for balance. Like I said, I won't be using this entirely to bypass puzzles, but it is handy to have an actual remote-controlled explosive and not something that you have to plant and then run from. Is there anything in here? So one thing I noticed before is that when you're revisiting a map, it generally does not add new things to pick up unless there's been significant changes. Yeah, or use the opening of the wall around back. Yeah, exactly, which I think is... Yeah, it's over there by the rock wall. I think that's what I used last time. Anyway, there aren't any significant additions. They don't add any new pickups for money between maps unless there's been significant changes to them. Like if the seasons have changed or if they've built some new construction and such. But since we were just here last night, there's not going to be anything that we didn't, unless we just didn't find it before, like this thing. So a tile cutter, 80 bucks, that we will take. Let's just grab our improvised wrecking ball one more time. Just gotta be open enough. Right, so if I remember right, we want to start here, work our way here, then here, and make our way out. Well, theoretically, we could do that in the other order too. It's slightly shorter between these two. What you find yourself doing on repeat attempts is looking for the shortest distance between target points and trying to determine an optimal path based on that. Now, that's not always going to be accurate based from a top-down perspective, because that might be... There might be differences in elevation that you have to accommodate. It might be easier to start from the top and then work your way down. That's especially going to be the case when we start doing missions in Gordon's Mansion, because a lot of verticality in that, and a lot of objectives you generally have to hit in not a lot of time. So, let's widen the hole. That'll do. Alright, so we go out from here. We need a way to quickly get across. Alright, so if we take out the support stuff there... That'll do. You are definitely going to still get some physics jank in this game, obviously. But that's kind of the fun. Alright, if we just pull it enough. Might have to actually destroy one end of it. There we go. Might have to destroy both ends of it. Good enough. Right. So the other objective is in here. Right there. Should probably start marking my approach. More of just a fun thing to do, but sometimes when I'm running around, I do genuinely forget second to second, okay, where am I supposed to go? And in some missions, those tenths of a second you take to remember what you're doing can be the difference between success and failure. Alright, now, corrosive chemicals. Oops, somebody typoed corrosive. Is there anything we can do to bust that wall open? So yeah, one little change from the last mission. This stair has been installed. That door is now closed. I don't think they've added anything to the office, though, but it's just another indication of the passage of time. Yeah, nothing else in there. That's alright. Just means we're getting good at being thorough. Streamer I was watched has Aphantasius, who's constantly drawing his path on the ground. Yeah. Honestly, it's a nice little visual indicator. I'm glad that they have it, because it makes sense that as a, as a professional demolitionist, you would want to carefully mark out the things you're destroying and likely paths of where debris is going to fall, identify structural weaknesses, identify no-go zones and such. So it makes sense in character, and it's good in-game if you're trying to remember in a hurry, okay, where am I supposed to go? Alright, that should be open enough. Can we get through there? It's a bit of a finagle, but that's fine. And the third and last one is over here. Then a jump. And upstairs. Janky, but it gets the point across. Although, I wonder if there's a quicker way we can get to this. I'll bet there is. Aha! See, it's almost like the game anticipates they're going to want explosives for this. Yeah, here we go. Let's do this. Ow. One more should do it. Just wide enough for us to fit through. Hey. Hey! Let go! Let go of the propane tank, damn you! I probably had the... I probably had anchored the shelf instead of the propane tank. There we go. Physics, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let us widen yonder hole just a little bit. Say... to the side should do. Yeet! Beautiful. Can we make the jump? Yes! Outstanding. Alright, there's there. Then we can go down through the hole, outside, and make a nice, easy getaway. Oh, that'll happen eventually, I promise you. Those propane tanks are on a hair trigger. If you make any mistakes with them, they will blow up in your hands. They're just waiting to screw you over. Anyway. 1 and a 2 and a 3. It's crab time! While you're running, you can already feel the things you do that could make things go a little bit faster. Seconds off your approach, you can shave here and there. Oh, shit! Ah! Hey, Zero! Good to see you. Thanks for the sub, brother. Time bomb set. Evacuate immediately. Booyah! Plenty of time to spare. So I was interested that in addition to raising the time limit, you can also lower the time limit and set it down to a minimum of 40 seconds. And that makes me wonder if some missions are even doable with that. Alright, we got a subdue tool. Our blowtorch. Excellent. Very good for cutting through metal. Because some of those, especially the ones in Gordon Wu's mansion, are set on a really tight time frame. Like, I finished a few of them literally with like a tenth of a second left, so I'd love to see how some of them get done when you've got just 40 seconds. The stole is red like stole and has stealing. I get where you were going with that, Zero. I appreciate that. Anyway. On to our next mission. Mom needs coffee, a very relatable need. They turned off the gas. I can't even make proper coffee anymore. We really need to bring in more clients. I'll reach out to Gordon and see if he has something else. Haven't heard back from the police. That thing sorted? I love that Mom got us involved in this in the first place, and we just barely avoided getting thrown in jail over this, and now she's reaching out to the guy that got us in trouble in the first place because we need the money. This is how criminal enterprises are built. One shady deal at a time. Anyway, Gordon Wu, thanks for helping me out with that building. The police were snooping around a little, but seems to have cooled off now, and we can finally start construction. I actually have another job for you. See, I bought this yacht recently, but it's too large for the marina, and the board there says there's no space for a new dock. You use your demolition skills again and remove one of the timeshare cabins. If the original documentation also disappeared, then ta-da! Like it was never there. Alright, West Point Marina. This is a fun little area. Alright, this is kind of another have fun with it mission, because we won't be on a timer. The only thing we got to worry about is fire alarms, but... yeah, so you pick up a cash register, and then some sunglasses, just for fun. Why not? We're going to resell that on the sunglasses black market. Yeah, that's really popular in 2052 New York for some reason. Anyway. Exactly, yeah. You gotta look cool while everything's on fire. The sound of progress. Hey, Orange, good to see ya. So yeah, we'll be making a sweep through this area to get the collectibles. Is there anything else? The Ray-Bans, they're worth a small fortune, a very small fortune. Yeah, we just grabbed a vacuum cleaner, why not? See, at this point, it's not even for the cash, we're just grabbing stuff we personally can use. Okay, that's one of the safes we need destroyed. 1. Gordon permit. Again, 2. Other questions. It's a very complicated agenda there. No eating at the desk. There's always that one guy. Alright, now... I think there's something else in the ceiling here too, but I'm not 100% sure. Hey, model ship. We're off to a good start with this cash. Call Quiles, replace printer. We'll be hearing that name later, Quiles. Let's see. Can we get in there? Lunch break isn't long enough. Don't judge. That's fair. Honestly, I do legit see that at my work. Some people just take their lunch break at their desk. Or start their lunch and then finish it there. Hey, you know, sometimes a conference call comes in and you don't have the time to get your usual break in, but you're really hungry. It happens. I don't see anything. Keep forgetting this game has a flashlight. But yeah, looks like there's nothing in the attic. Moving on. Basically unionize. Ooh. Unionize and then steal decorative swordfish. That's how you do it. Alright. We do need to take out that safe here. I don't even bother taking a lunch when I go to work. Usually take the hour to come home because fuck staying at work as long as possible. Yeah, I hear that. I do appreciate being close enough that I can run back home if I need something. And the break is just long enough to do that. Password is always decorative swordfish. Exactly. Reminds me of one of my, well, I wouldn't say favorite, but one fun little gag in Shadowrun Dragonfall. That was it, where you're meant to hack a terminal, and you do get a. If you yourself are not a decker, you can potentially get one in that mission who can do it. Or you can guess the password, which is admin. There's absolutely no clue for this, but it is infamously a very commonly used password, so it is something you could reasonably try. And the decker you pick up is like, figures. He just kind of scoffs at it. I thought that was fun. Yeah, someone didn't change their factory reset password. Exactly. Alright. Come on, out you go. Alright. Come on, unspecified protagonist. Work those muscles. Yeah. Commonly used passwords, admin, sex, and God. I understood that reference, Zero. Well done. Alright. There's that. The other one is over there. Oh, God. I like how, of all people, Macaulay Culkin described the movie Hackers in the Red Letter Media Review. Is that it's aged well in the sense that it hasn't aged well at all. Like a fine wine frozen in your freezer. It's just perfect in its 90s-ness. Yeah, it's always convenient how there's just absolutely nobody around wherever you're going. Oh, I'll take that. All externalities have been removed. This is just about the joy of crime, as it were. Oh, ow. It's a criminally good time. Indeed, sir. Ah! Is there anything there? I could be just overthinking this. Alright, no, we're good. As mentioned, I will not be using this to expedite a lot of the challenge of the game, but I will be using it to make setups easier, let's say. Although one thing to keep in mind is that it replaces your interact thing, which is by right mouse by default. The hook shot is the right mouse button, so if you want to like open a door normally, you'll have to switch to something else. Yeah, see, there you go. Scientific progress goes bonk, apparently. Oh, that's going back a ways. I haven't thought about Calvin and Hobbes in a long time. Yeah, get you a shotgun that does both, exactly. But yeah, people do some wild stuff with the tools in here. Like, there's an airstrike, there was a drone, there's like various kinds of lasers, different dispersal patterns. I think Tuxedo Labs themselves actually have some demo weapons if you wanted to grab them and see how various in-game physics work. Yeah. Oh, they had fun putting this together. Anything in here? Oh, that's the other safe. Right. This is the one we can't move by ourselves. I think there is, Mr. Amanatide's visit, Lee's birthday, other topics. So yeah, Amanatides is another name we'll be hearing again. I thought there was one up here, but I could be mistaken. Nope, there it is. I see it. Bag of cash worth $350. Awesome! I like to think it's not actually a bag with cash in it. It's just a bag made out of cash. Or just a bag for holding cash. It's just really nice. Alright. Let's park you under. Yeah, Gucci bank bag. There you go. Alright. Alright, let's cut a hole in here. We just shove through the hole? I think so. Box. I don't, strictly speaking, need to get the boat out of the way, but it's less problematic for the, truck. Push, damn you! You know what? Let's cut our work in half. Push cart. Oh, man. Come on. Oh, I see it. It's caught on the damn fence. That's alright. The fire should take care of that. Assuming we don't have a... Are you gonna set that on fire? I don't think so. Is this a flex tape commercial? We're all about creative solutions to problems here. Alright, there's half of it out. Into the water you go. Take the other half with you. There you go. There we go. Perfect. Fire alarm goes off at 3. It nearly did. Again, the fire propagation in this game is very impressive. And a significant factor that you must consider when you start destroying levels. You want to make absolutely sure it doesn't set anything off prematurely. They give you the extinguisher for a very good reason. Now... Actually, I should probably save before I bring that down, just in case I bring it down wrong. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. It doesn't have to work well, it just has to work well long enough. Get in there, get in there! Alright, we're gonna need some encouragement. Time for the C4! There we go. There! The explosion definitely doesn't make this reek of sabotage. Now, how far can we get this thing to hook? Let's find out. Whee! Okay, so the hook definitely hits stuff from far away, but the momentum of the pull doesn't necessarily get you all the way. All the way. Good to know. Oh, yeah! God, it just... Hook shots are one of those things that just make any game way more fun. It's a sign that the game cares more about your enjoyment than it does about accurate physics. Which tells me that the game is in conversation with the player and not just telling them how they're going to enjoy the game. Hey, here we go. Newlander MP3 player. Oh god, a dedicated MP3 player, because... Man, I suppose that could be like an iPad, like an iPod, but man... Not gonna find too many of those around. I mean, I suppose there's still a dedicated user base for a... Specifically a music player and not a multifunction device like a smartphone, but... Man, that is going back a ways. Alright, bingo night every Wednesday. West Point Community Building. Oop. Right, sorry. I see you. The other nice thing is you don't necessarily have to pick up every single cash item to fully upgrade your stuff. It's a good idea because it does get pretty expensive, but there is... I think there's just enough cash items in the game to do it as early as possible, and also once you've unlocked all the tool upgrades, you'll just start getting cash deliveries in lieu of new tools, and you will upgrade them early if you do the bonus missions. So you don't have to make an exhaustive search for everything in the level. It's just a good way to fully upgrade your stuff earlier. Anything else in here? Nope. Alright, we're good. There's just top to bottom good design decisions in this game that just make it very replayable, even when you have a general idea what you need to do from one mission to the next. I see you. Flashlight worth 40 bucks. Man. That's gotta be like one of them, I forget what the brand name is. I think it's like Schlage or something. That's like so heavy you could actually use it as a weapon. Those things are nice. You feel like you're on a mission with those. Sextant, very good. Anything else? This is our target here. Hey, here we go. Designer Life Vest. Very important for a, when you're going on a boat. Now. Oh, My preferred strategy here is usually to grab the boats and just bust this off at the pier, although you can just swim down there and take out the support struts as well. But since we've got the C4, we might as well make this a little more fun. Let's pretend we're in a Command and Conquer game and we're Tanya wiring up a naval platform to blow or something. Bugs Bunny song off Florida. That is basically how it works. It's awesome. Yeah, see here, we still have some jitter. Still has some physics out to lunch. It's actually interfering with my ability to get around, but that's okay. Hammer is definitely on loan from Red Faction Guerrilla, which is another fun game about destruction that honestly I should give a replay to, especially in light of Volition's tragic passing. I know they weren't doing too hot after the last Saints Row game, but they were one of a kind, and I feel the fact that they were from Champaign, Illinois. You don't see a lot of developers coming out of the Midwest, especially ones that last for 30 years. So, you know, it was nice to see some, I hesitate to say hometown representation, but it was nice to see developers come from out of somewhere other than the usual places. Yeah, no kidding. Space Asshole. I love that the trailer for the remastered edition used Space Asshole for it. They know exactly what people want to do with that game. It's fun. But yeah, Descent, Free Space, the Saints Row games. They had a long and storied career, and God bless them, gaming is better for it. Where did I come in? Ah, right, my boat's over there. So I can't take this boat out, I gotta take my boat out. Which, you know, makes sense. Ours is the one with the company logo on it. Oh yeah, Descent was rad. Like, yeah, Embracer hoovering up studios could only be beneficial for so long before underperformers would get axed. Yeah, that's the thing. It's someone laid out a flowchart of everything that they've new tools been delivered. Excellent. I'm gonna close this gap here first. Yeah, someone had an infographic of everything that they've acquired from video games to music and books and such, and it was not a small amount. And that just makes me think that cannot be for good purposes. This is not a company that has an interest in preserving the intellectual property or ensuring the artists get fair compensation. This is somebody that wants something they can exploit. Hey, there's the actual shotgun. This bad boy just feels good. Even though there's no real enemies you shoot at least in the usual sense, it just has such a boom and kick to it that I absolutely love. It's probably one of the better shotguns released in recent memory. Alright. Fantastic work at the marina. Looks like it worked because they just cleared a construction permit for the new dock. Another thing came up. There was this classic car auction up in Black River the other day, and one guy just kept overbidding me. Lawrence Lee Jr., that youngster who inherited the chemical plant a few years ago. Absolutely no interest in cars. He's just looking for ways to rotate his dirty money. I love that half these email chains are basically criminals complaining about other criminals. Like rich asshole criminals just tearing into each other and hiring you to screw with them, and they have no idea that they're both hiring the same guy. Anyway, it's a Gauss Seidel B-50, the one they used in Seal the Deal 2 and Colonel Wilson's personal Jacoby from Normandy. Lee's about to put those cars on a ship overseas any day now, and they'll be out of the country for good. If that's not criminal, I don't know what is. Can you help me acquire these 2 gems? I'll take good care of them. Yeah, I'll bet you are. The shotty has come back to tear down. Fuck yeah! Alright, let's upgrade this bad boy. You don't honestly need that much shotgun ammo, but you do want to up the damage and the range as much as you can to get the most bang for your buck. Bang for your buck shot, if you will. Now, back to the mission. So, yeah, we go back to the marina.